Hey there, what's going on guys? Today we are checking out 5 Minecraft seeds for Java Edition version 1.15.2. This video will be a bit different as I'm joined by Minion to Gaming or Justin. I'm also going to be in a video on his channel featuring more seeds, so go check that out after this one. I know I will get the question, so no, these are not for Minecraft Bedrock Edition. There will be a link in the description to a blog post with all of the coordinates to locations that I show in this video. But yeah, that's enough of hearing me talk in this intro. Let's get started. I want to start off with a seed that features a mesa at your spawn location. If you look at the Amist map, you can see that you spawn well within the biome, and the mesa stretches a pretty great distance. You actually spawn on a mesa plateau, so you can get some wood to start off your world at the top too, which is obviously a nice convenience when spawning in a mesa biome. If you travel about 715 blocks northeast, you'll find a swamp biome with a witch hut in it. This is a stopping location on the way to our next location if you want to check this out. Right near the edge of the swamp is a mansion. I counted 9 rooms on the top floor of the mansion, so it's a pretty great sized building. I also found an arena room on the second floor. It's always awesome to have a mansion less than 1,000 blocks away from your spawn location. If you travel northwest of spawn, you can find another witch hut. This one sits right on the edge of the mesa. Again, a stopping point to our next location, which this time is a village. I wanted to show you this village because it generates in an acacia plateau biome, which creates some interesting things to happen, like this water here and this building here. Our last 2 locations in this seed are southeast of the spawn mesa. The first is another village, which is a stopping point to our last location. This village actually has 2 churches right across from each other. There is also a tannery building here. And finally, about 1,700 blocks away from spawn is the stronghold for this seed. That's not at all a far distance for a stronghold, so it's nice to have that fairly close to spawn. I will give you the coordinates to the portal room. All in all, we get a mesa at spawn, a mansion less than 1,000 blocks from spawn, and a stronghold less than 1,700 blocks away from spawn. Pretty cool seed.
Alrighty guys, my name's Minion Gaming, but you guys can call me Justin. Now, today I spent the absolute most amount of time recording these clips and finding you these seeds, so without further ado, let's get into seed number 1. First seed we're going to take a look at has a village at 100-215, which is roughly 200 blocks away from your spawn point. Now this village most notably has generated around a hill, and it has awesome loot for your beginning adventure needs. Now we're going to go again about 200 blocks away from the spawn point at -307-250. Now this village is really unique in its own way to where a cave has actually generated directly in between this village. So it ended up leaving a fireplace floating in midair. Again, with plenty of loot, what more could you ask for within this village? Now, we're going to go out a little bit further, about 200 blocks away from spawn, where you're going to find a cute little beehive, you know? As soon as it hits the plains, the first 2 trees you see in that plain biome is actually a beehive. So you get those 1.15 features right off a bat. Now, directly below, a little bit off, but almost directly below the spawn point is a massive mine shaft and cave system, so you're gonna have no problem collecting the loot that you're looking for. Now, lastly, within about, I'm gonna say about 1,200 blocks, about 1,000 blocks away, you have the end portal. So you have everything you could need in the 1.15 update right off the bat within 1,000 blocks. So I think that this seed is truly amazing. I absolutely love it.
Now we have a seed that features quite a few biomes nearby your spawn that you may be interested in checking out. But first, there is a spawn village here too. This village even has a weaponsmith for some quick access to loot too. Normally the spawn village would be exciting in itself, but there's a lot about this seed that makes it special. Looking at Amist, you can see all of the biomes that generate near spawn. You spawn inside of a nice plains biome with a small forest next to the village. I think this is a great place for a spawn build if you're not looking to build a biome specific build and just want to build out of the plains. There's a lot of space here, and it's mostly surrounded by water except for the mountains to the northeast. Right to the south of spawn, you'll find a frozen ocean biome. Of course, with that comes the icebergs. That's always cool to see in the ocean. On the edge of this frozen ocean biome, you'll eventually come across a mushroom island. It's always cool to find such a rare biome, but having it this close to spawn is just a nice treat. And not too far from here happens to be a mesa biome. The mesa biome spawns within the ocean and is a decent size. Exploring the mesa, I found this cave opening that leads right into a ravine. That's a pretty cool thing to find. Looking up in the ravine to see all the mesa blocks above you is a pretty interesting sight. Off the northwest coast of this mesa is an ocean monument. It's really close to the mesa. I was surprised to see it so close by. There are other ocean monuments that are close to spawn, but none that look this cool with the mesa in the distance. This seed offers you a lot of great biomes to explore near spawn and offers you a great place to build at spawn.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I promise you I did not disappoint with this next seed. This seed has 4 villages within 1,000 blocks from each other. So, the first thing we're going to do is go to negative 392, 70. And it has an igloo that you can almost mistake as a house for the village. That's right, if you look hard enough, there is an igloo inside the village disguised as a house, which I thought was absolutely insane and pretty unique. Now, we're going to wander over to negative 508 at 324. This is where we're going to find another interesting kind of weird generation for a village, the way it kind of spawned in a like weird hole type looking thing, which kind of makes no sense. But this one has a very, very interesting blacksmith in it, which are becoming harder and harder to come by. And then between these 2 villages lies your next igloo. There you go. There's 2 igloos, 2 villages. Now, not even 200 blocks away from that village, we have another village. Now, this village is very, very small, but does have a shocking amount of loot, which is kind of obscure for this size of a village, so you can get snowballs. That's all I'm saying. Now, what we're going to want to do is go back to the spawn point, and we're going to head to 260, 212. Now, this village was very unique in my standpoint because it has one of those, like, I don't know what the building's called. It's like a witch hut, but it's not a witch hut. It has the brewing stands in it, but it's not witches. Like, it makes no sense of why they're in a village, but it has 2 of those kind of directly, like, right across from each other. So I thought that village was super, super unique for that standpoint. And finally, for all your end-busting needs, you don't need to grab all those weird balls you throw up in the air and try to find it, because it's at negative 812, 969. Oh, I almost sent you in the wrong direction. Let me repeat that, okay? I said it a little quick. Negative 800, positive 1269. Go ahead. Go have fun. Go do your end-busting.
To finish off, the final seed I want to share with you today is a seed that has a jungle temple inside of a village. But before we get to that, let's check out this awesome spawn location. Of course, spawning inside of a jungle creates for some unique building opportunities. This one spawns you in a great natural building location. You are right on the edge of this water location, which also has some hills around it too. Right ahead is a small cave inside of one of the hills. This could be a great building location for your first base if you're looking to build something like that. I can see a really cool spawn base being built around this water location. Now, getting into one of the crazier things I've found in Minecraft, northwest of spawn you'll find a savanna village. But this isn't just any savanna village. There's a jungle temple that generates inside of the village. The temple generates within or is touching 3 different village buildings. Inside of the temple you can actually see some of the buildings going through the temple walls. Of course, also within the jungle temple, you can find 2 chests with loot inside of them if you want to get that. In the small savanna house with 11 banners on it, you can find a chest for even more loot. If you're looking for some more locations to explore to, there are more jungle temples across the village if you want to check out those. On a mist, you can see that there are the temples spread out throughout the seed, and I'm going to give you the coordinates to this one. It spawns in the middle of a lake. I'll also show you this village. It's a desert village that mostly generates within a savanna. The path goes into this hill with caves generating openings, and these two buildings generate stuck together. This top building is actually a weaponsmith building, so you have a chance at some loot there, and the small bottom building has a chest too. This is just some wild generation here. I don't think I've ever seen two buildings generate on top of each other like this one does. With these two buildings, the temple inside of a village, and a great spawn location, this seed definitely has a lot to check out. So there you have 5 seeds that are working in Minecraft Java version 1.15.2. Now go check out Justin's channel to see more seeds in a video that I'm featured on. There is a link in the description to his channel and to his video. I also added a link in the description to my blog post that features all of the coordinates to the locations that I featured in this video for easy access to you. If you would like to see more Minecraft videos from me, including more seed videos, definitely consider subscribing and clicking the bell so you will be notified when I upload new videos. So that's going to do it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and found a seed you may want to use. I'm out of here. See ya.